Buenas noches. Bonsoir. C'est Planet Glee. 2050. 2015. Wow. We. 2015. The year of the ram. In Chinese astrology. So, the year of the ram, last year was the year of the horse, which was wisdom. This year is the year of the ram, which can be a little bit testy and fiery, and the challenge will be to not go to war with anybody else, and to be careful of all firearms, anything that has to do with fire, because the ram is like Mars. The planet Mars is a fiery planet, and so for 2015, Planet Glee is going to have a dual format. Will be on Wednesday evenings and Monday evenings at 10:30 replay, and we'll also be able to have a whole show dedicated to the arts, plays, bands. We can even do like improv on, say for example, on how the people really want to be treated by the police. Say for example, we could do like educational improv. So there are a lot of things open to Planet Glee this year, and for our first show of the year, I'm really happy to have our esteemed guest, Freemansullivan, someone that I have known for quite a few years, and I know he's been a political activist and journalist for many years, and I can't wait to introduce him to you. So we are gonna go to a two-shot.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Of us.
Hello.
Hi, Freemansullivan.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Looking forward to a new year of live streaming.
Yes, that's something that you're going to explain to us, huh? Because our here on Planet Glee, we do. Whoopsie! Why did I do that? Oh well, we'll just stick with this one. Go ahead.
Okay.
How did you get into the streaming?
Well, I've been involved with media, various alternative media for many, many years. And being a political activist, technology has made it possible to be able to broadcast remotely without having a lot of equipment. And it's done in a way that's cheap, very cost effective, and has benefits of being live. And
Yes.
I discovered this was a really good tool for organizers because it brings people into your experiencing what happens during political protests. The major reason that I got into live streaming basically was to protect demonstrators from the police, because here in American society, protesting is extremely frowned upon by the authorities.
Yes.
The Department of Homeland Security actually categorizes public demonstrations as low-level domestic terrorist threats.
Really?
So, yes. So it's important
Low-level.
Low-level domestic terrorism.
Huh.
And so people started out during Occupy, and people were literally getting beaten up by the police. So we wanted a way of documenting that, and live streaming has a number of different qualities that make it preferable to any other formats, as opposed to doing videos on YouTube or other things, in the fact that it's live. So I started live streaming right around Occupy, and I've been doing it ever since. and generally I cover mainly political demonstrations. Um, but the technology is very simple, and I do a lot of teaching. I teach people how to live stream, and I do a lot of live stream support for other live streamers as well, because I want to see more people, like people that are watching, to become involved in the political process.
Yes.
And so it's real important to me. Uh,
Would you like to show your Ustream channel for a sec?
yeah, you can put some of it up there.
But you have how long has the Ustream channel been available?
I believe Ustream has been in a company now for about 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's kind of new.
It's new technology.
Yeah.
And the other thing that differentiates live streams from other forms of video is that the people that are watching can directly participate in the time as the live stream unfolds by participating in chat, because there's always a chat room that runs to the right of the video that allows information to be exchanged between the viewer and the person who is live streaming. And that's the most exciting part of it, right? Because no other form of video, you can have people call in like we do here with public access,
Yeah.
but it's still not quite the same as people being able to chat. And the chat edifies the live stream because it provides information that would not normally be on the stream, and it also encourages the people that are watching to create communities, online communities, and that's what makes it interesting. So with live streamers, we tend to support each other, especially in political live streamers, because we all have similar politics, anti-authoritarian politics.
Yes.
And another nice thing about live stream is that you don't need a whole lot of expensive equipment to do it.
Yeah.
All you need is a smartphone, preferably either a Wi-Fi or a 4G signal.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend having a monopod like this. This allows for you to have a steady camera. You don't have to sit there holding your camera like this. And just to remind people, and this is kind of maddening whenever I see people's videos, doing their videos with live streams, you always use the camera mounted sideways instead of like this, because this is like looking through a keyhole.
You know what? In that other shot right here, we can see more closely the things that you're holding.
Yeah, if you want to turn the camera, maybe I can move around a little bit.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah,
so
let's
we can
do that.
So we can show people a little bit better.
Yeah.
Basically, you just need a phone. Any smartphone will do, and a Ustream app, which you can download. I prefer Ustream because they have the best social networking capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
There's other companies like BandUser, Livestream, Stream Up. There's a few companies, but Ustream has the best platform that I would say. And so all you just need to do is to download a Ustream app, and it'll come up like this.
Will it be free?
Yeah. There is a little commercial that does come up, but this gives you a list of all the people that are currently live streaming, which there's thousands and thousands of live streams.
Wow.
But mainly most of them are just like people set up their cameras and they just leave it sit there of some like natural spot. But personally, that's it's not enough for me. So that's why I chose to cover to do political events, because there's more action. And
history's being made.
Right.
Right.
And you have to remember that it's not for posterity, but it's happening in the moment.
Yes.
Right. So the live aspect of it totally changes the whole gestalt of the whole experience.
Yes.
Right. And it brings people closer to what's going on than any other form of communication that exists today in modern media. So that's another exciting part about it. And I monitor lots and lots of live streams across the country and around the world, and actually had a chance to go to a lot of places where the live streams were made. And like today, I was watching a live stream in D.C. in front of the White House, where I'd spent a lot of time in front of the White House in D.C., and it's almost like being there, because you can actually talk to the person who's there and ask questions and whatnot. But getting back to equipment, is basically this.
Can you show this again?
Sure. And
because you want to have it mounted so.
Well, it makes it easier to hold the camera.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So yeah, and you just
because
mount
it's a relatively small camera.
like that. Let's turn it around here. And you can purchase all this stuff. This whole outfit that I have costs less than $100, so the cost of it is negligible. And then when you want to get online, I'll show people here on the camera if you can see. There we go. And you just there's a little camera icon in the right hand side. And there you go. As you can see the studio here, or me. And all you have to do is touch the red button and you are online and live streaming.
Let me see. Okay.
So that's all you have to
See
do.
if we can see it. Okay.
Right. You will be able to see it on my channel, by the way.
Ding.
Right.
Oh, we can see it on your channel at the same time?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it to be right here between us, but we're okay. We're doing good.
So there you go. That's
Doing well.
That's all there is to it. And then there's another icon in the lower right hand side right here that you can hit. Let's see if we can hit it here. And that'll allow you to tweet out to people that you're online and using Facebook, because social networking is very important. It's integrated into the whole live streaming platform, because how would people know that you're live streaming unless you let them know, right? And there's different tricks that we use as live streamers for live streaming. One of them is to, since we have a live streamer community of political people, that what we do is we there's like a website called globalrevolution.tv, which is very important to live streamers. It started during Occupy, and they do a worldwide feed of all live streamers, and so they usually have something going on 24/7.
How many channels do they have?
It just keeps one channel, but they
pick up different people?
streams of different people, right? And
what was the name of it again?
globalrevolution.tv.
Okay.
And that's out of New York. That was very attractive to me, seeing that, because poor people and people in working class, we don't have access to the media like people with money, like the people on Wall Street do. So and even things like public access here are very limited in their capability, and what Livestream has provided the poor and working classes with a means of broadcasting their events, right? And this is not just, doesn't have to be just political events, but as being someone who is an activist, I consider that to be the most important thing. Is now we are able to get our message out, and the other thing is too with live broadcasts that it's not edited, right? Which is also very important, right? Because as a form, it's unimpeachable evidence as to things what are happening, because you can actually see them as they're happening. So the need to be objective goes out the window with this, because the objectivity is within the lens of the camera, which is the ultimate witness of what goes on. And so that's pretty much it. That's basically all it takes to the physical aspect of it, or the technical aspect of it, other than building up your social networks and networking with other live streamers and other online sources. There's like the Occupy World News Network. There's a lot of different streamers that run channels too, and they'll embed your code into their page and rebroadcast your stuff. And I've had upwards of almost 40,000 people watching my live streams. So the audience is there, and you can get numbers that rival broadcast television for the amount of people that are watching.
Wow.
So so it gets our message out, and through the chat, it actually encourages the growth of communities online, because the world's actually becoming much differently organized than it has been over the last few years through internet technologies, whereas worlds are being organized more along the lines of social networks rather than nation states, and on the geopolitical level and economic level. And so this is kind of like the pioneer in that form of organizing. So as you can, there's a Twitter that went up to somebody that was watching the live stream, right?
Oh,
and it lets me know.
Are you streaming live right now while we're doing this?
But I was for a few seconds.
Oh,
right?
cool.
And see, I belong to this. I've been doing this now for the last 3 years, and so I'm hooked into kind of like a network of people, and people that I interact with on an almost daily basis, and providing support for them, and actually helping them build up their audience, because we're not, it's not about ratings or having the most viewers or making money or whatever. We're doing it for a political cause. Right. So we're doing it more for solidarity. Yes. And for purposes of building up our community and getting other people interested. And so there's a lot less ego involved. Yeah. And I try to teach people that it's not about you, the live streamer. You want to try to keep as much of your political viewpoints and your opinions to yourself, and actually let what other people are doing, that's more important. What other people are doing. Your subject is infinitely more. And that's like the the most important thing. And then secondary is your viewers and the people that are watching, right? You want to keep the communication going between what's happening and the people that are watching, between you and them.
Would it be possible, like right now, to for you to tweet that you're taping a show for Planet Glee?
Yeah, it does it already. All I have to do is just start up the app, and then there's a line. Let's give it a second here. And as you can see, there's a little line. You might want to change the camera, but there's a little line.
Oh yeah, I'll change the camera.
On the bottom here, and that's where you title it. And I tend to use hashtags whenever I do an event, because if you use a hashtag, that gets your message out much farther on Twitter. And I would hashtag this, hashtag Planet Glee.
Okay. What did I want to say? Oops.
Okay, we have a hashtag.
Oh. If this is the first time you've seen Planet Glee, it is a call-in show, but we have taped this one so that we could ahead of time, so that possibly, if our guest will be here in another week, we can do this live, and you can call in and ask questions. So
if we do the live stream, you can actually participate in the chat.
Yeah.
During as we're taping the show here.
So what we'll do is just, this is like a sort of what?
We already have a viewers.
Yeah, practice on how to do it, because I think that Twitter is probably the most I was going to say universal, but yeah, international.
And it gets the message out immediately. And the way I found, well, now that I've been doing this for a while, that, as you can see, so all you have to do is just hold it. And when you want to tweet out, you just go to the networking symbol on the lower right-hand side, and it'll come up, and boom. And just hit it again, I do believe, second time, and that'll tweet out. And it already tweets and sends a message out the moment you log on to the Ustream network. And this is why I prefer Ustream, because the networking capability of the app is much greater than of the other formats, platforms rather.
How does it relate to YouTube?
Well, the way it relates to YouTube is that once the live stream is over, and the live streamer goes back home, well, then they go back on their dashboard and they can upload it, the raw video, to YouTube, and it'll archive the live stream. So that's where YouTube comes in. It's an archive,
okay,
right, for live streams that are over. And there's something else I wanted to mention about the live stream and how it relates. Is that geez, I just forgot. It was really important.
I'm going to turn it on.
Yeah, sure. It allows you to look at the chat as
Hello.
well. And if you hit the other button there where it says chat, you can look at chat and see what people are actually saying, if there's anybody logged on to
No
chat.
messages so
And
far.
nobody's logged on to chat. But,
Yeah. That's okay.
that's pretty much the way it works. And so it's pretty straightforward and basic technology. And don't worry about it if you don't have a lot of Twitter followers. What you can do is, like, you can, if you're networked into a political groups, you can use other people. You can tweet to other people and then have them retweet to their networks, right?
Okay.
So, like, for instance, if you're using a global rev tag, I know they have at least 40,000 followers, for instance. So you can get your message out to 40,000 people by doing it that way as well. And I actually teach a class on how to live stream and show people how to do it effectively, and how to, and not just so much with just the little technical aspects of here, but when you're actually out in the meet space and you're actually covering demonstrations, and how to safeguard yourself, how to protect yourself legally is very
That's a
important when
good
you're
one.
doing political demonstrations, because as such, as being citizen journalists, in a lot of places, not so much here in the Bay Area, but in other places where they don't recognize live streamers as being members of the media. So we have a problem in a lot of places like New York and Los Angeles and other cities where, in Ferguson, especially Ferguson,
Really?
where live streamers were arrested for live streaming, and they weren't recognized as members of the press, even though we are members of the news media, and that we, like I say, our numbers rival what the mainstream media is using nowadays.
Do you have to like pay to become a journalist and to get the?
No.
I'm just wondering how one can become a journalist.
Well, if you
via
want to be a journalist,
Ustream. You know what I mean?
Well,
In the Ferguson case.
Okay, well, yeah, you just get like I say, it's just as easy as getting a smartphone with preferably unlimited bandwidth, like Metro PCS, and there you go. That's all you need to get started, and it helps to have a monopod.
Yes, I
like
believe
so.
that's probably really
right, because you keep the camera nice and still.
helpful.
And see, this is what we call citizen journalism. It allows anybody who wants to cover something. So it's totally changed the way people look at media, right? And there was one demonstration in Ferguson when Antonio Martin was killed, the night after Antonio Martin was killed, where the people that were at the demonstration actually told all the mainstream media people to leave because we're tired of you editing our message and then using it against us. So they chased off all the mainstream media people and allowed the live streamers to stay because they knew that we were giving a more accurate portrayal of the events as they occurred without that editorial filter, right? Because we're providing something as it happens, right?
And you don't comment. You just.
Well, then we comment. By choice. By choice of the events that we tend to live stream. That's where our editorial decisions are being made by what we choose to cover. Like, I'm not going to cover a bunch of right-wing people out there, Tea Party people out there demonstrating about Tea Party concerns, because that's not what I'm interested in.
Yes.
Whereas I will go out there and do anti-war stuff, all the stuff that happens in around Ferguson and Black Lives Matter, and internet things. I was out at Google doing something about internet freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to cover things that are more anti-authoritarian in nature. So that's your editorial thing. And if you're going to provide commentary, generally commentaries provide context for what people are watching, right? So people know what they're watching, right? Because there's no big sign that says you're out in front of the White House like today, and who was demonstrating out there, President Nieto. You just give little bits of information that edify the experience for the viewer, because what you really want to try to do is encourage conversation and get people to actually think about what they're watching. Because if you make little comments and you participate in chat, what you're watching has more impact on what you're viewing. So it tends to stick with you a little bit more.
Now, people are demonstrating outside the White House today because the Mexican president is visiting.
Right.
Now, would someone use a Ustream, say you, for example, would you just cover what signs people are holding? Would you interview anybody, or how does it work? Because maybe some people don't know why there are people out there demonstrating.
Okay. Number one, live streams are not sound bites, or they're not just like little snippets of video.
Mm-hmm.
Live streams generally last anywhere between 15 minutes to hours.
Okay.
Right? However how much battery power that you have,
Right.
that's how long your live streams can last.
Huh.
So demonstrations.
Do you want to show the battery too? So
yeah, sure.
So we get that in there.
Tiny little battery. Right.
Yeah. The battery is probably very important. Let's see, which one are we gonna do? 3.
There you go. There's the battery. See how basic it is.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. Well, it fits right in there. Right, and these batteries are good for about 3.5 hours to 4 hours of the live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go out here with just this, what I have right here, and I'm good for 8 hours out in the field. So of constant streaming. So this is like better than carrying around a big heavy camera.
Oh yeah.
Right, and I have the added virtue of being able to broadcast right from just this little device.
Yes.
Right, and I've actually had people in the news media. See, I've already got 13 people watching right now.
Oh, nice.
I haven't even advertised this, so you can see the power of this. Let's even see if anybody's chatting right now. No, not so far. But
it could be that Planet Glee sounds like it has something to do with Hollywood, which it doesn't at all.
Well, I have people that follow me too. That usually they follow me as I'm live streaming. I have a little bit of a reputation.
I'm sure you do. Freemansullivan.
But it's never about me, to be honest. Like I say, it's always about the people that I'm live streaming and the subjects that I'm trying to cover. Because that's more important. And actually, what's more important to me is inspiring other people to take political action, right? And we want to show people that it can be done. And that's another reason why I live stream, is because I want that inspiring other people to take action is very important. Because Americans are, despite what they say, it's a very passive society that we live in. And people are just content to let things happen around them without really questioning about what's going on. And having live streams, this functions as a little window of eyes and ears onto the world that you can take anywhere with you to start asking questions, to start covering things, and covering demonstrations and things like that. Since we have an unlimited time frame, we do tend to cover things differently. We're not so much into like providing the details about what's going on, as providing a general images about what's happening. And by using our cameras, we found the first objective of being, the police behavior totally completely changes when they know that they're on live stream. And if your live stream is knocked off, just another important factor is that this is constantly uploading to the internet. So, for instance, if the police sees your camera, well, they can't erase what's on there because it's already being broadcast and it's already being streamed to your website. So it's already on a server in another location. So for the police to take that away from you, they would have to get a subpoena. So that means going to court and proving that that is evidence, blah, blah, blah. So that way you don't lose evidence. So this is the ultimate tool for demonstrators to protect themselves, because then you have a way of providing evidence in the future if you have to, right? But it changes the police behavior. I actually was at the Occupy in San Francisco in front of the Federal Reserve, where the police moved in and arrested everybody. And I managed to get everybody calmed down. And when the police were arresting people, I live streamed everybody's arrest as closely as I could to keep people from getting beat up by the police. Nobody was beaten up during that time. And then when I went to turn the camera off, the police told me they knew me by name, and they said, "You know your way home," and then they let me go, which I was fortunate because I could have been arrested. But I already had an attorney lined up. And another thing of live streamers, if you're going to be in the middle of political things, it really helps to have a lawyer on retainer, because there's a good chance that you may be arrested. I don't want to scare people away, right, because you don't have to get arrested. Yes. But if you really want to protect people and you're really into protecting people, you might want to consider having at least somebody that you know involved in the legal profession, because for First Amendment rights. Then we can get into a little bit of that too. Like I said, as live streamers, we have issues during political demonstrations because there's activities that happen during demonstrations like looting, vandalism, and even though I personally don't agree with those kind of things, I don't really see where it furthers the cause all that much. People have a right to express themselves politically in any kind of form that they feel like they want to do. I mean, that's what freedom is about. So I don't want to sit there documenting people committing illegal acts. So I tend to stay back in the background, away from people doing that, right? But I still want to show people resisting authority and demonstrating, right?
For sure.
And you want to...
Would it be okay if we show the website? Because ultimately,
yeah, sure.
The way you said it, the information is archived on YouTube, but it's also streamed on the web, right? So let's get that.
Well, streamed on the web. Hey, we do UK watching. Says hi, and
all right.
And then we have B1 who is says hey. So
Thank
my
you,
favorite.
UK.
That's my favorite part of live streaming. By the way, for people that are watching on the live stream, we're here at the Bay Area Video Coalition here on Mariposa, and in the Mission District.
Yes.
And we're here with Jennifer Glee of Planet Glee. So
if you wanna, my name Glee actually comes from Glee gum, which is from the rainforest, and it came out in it's like little rainforest chiclets.
Okay.
That's where I got the name.
All right.
I've had it since 2000, so I've had it a while. But ever since Hollywood usurped it, I have not. I've been thinking about changing it, and I'm having trouble for some reason. I guess I don't know why I can't bring up.
Oh, just move the mouse. I think is your problem. Hit enter.
Which one?
Hit enter on the keyboard. Oh, that's weird. Lost your password.
See, that's the thing. I don't have one.
No,
I think that
hit
should
enter.
be the next step.
Hit enter. That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh well, you lost your password. Yeah, we'll have to take a break then.
Yeah, we will because actually, yeah, we've done a 30-minute show.
Okay, just to get back here with UK, UK said that I actually started live streaming from a wheelchair when I was in a wheelchair at the time, and I actually had somebody pushing me around as I was live streaming. So you don't have to. It doesn't require any kind of special physical ability. It doesn't require a lot of tech know-how. Just a little bit of time social networking, and you too could be involved in a career in live streaming.
Yeah, well, it sounds good to me. Meanwhile, whoopsie. Jennifer, what are you doing? Dum-de-dum-dum. There we are.
You can go back and edit all that though. That's the nice thing about doing an edited.
Oh yeah.
Edited show because you have 3 camera angles to pick from. And
It's true.
yeah, we'll show you what we're up to. We actually, for people that are live streaming, we can show you that this is the board that we have to work with. I wonder what kind of software that is that they're using here.
It's very
Newtek. Okay,
yeah.
TriCaster. Okay, I'm familiar with that.
You are? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I use a program called XSplit. EXSPLIT, which does basically the same thing as that.
Yeah.
And it allows you a bunch of different feeds, and you can use online feeds and whatnot too.
It's new. Yeah, relatively
nice.
new. Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to take a break?
Yeah, I think we probably should. And
Okay, well, I'm going to take a short break here. I'm going to actually leave the live stream on for people that are watching. I got to use this. We stop taping.
yeah, I haven't turned it off yet. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you will see the show Monday night at 10:30 on channel 29 or 76 with my esteemed guest, Freemansullivan, showing us all the beauty and power.
And the power.
I was gonna say that, and I was like, yeah, of Ustreaming.
All right.
Okay, salut.
All right, we're going to stop the live stream here, folks. Thanks for watching.